Good afternoon, guys. This is my rough green snake, Lestat. Very beautiful snake. He's an arboreal snake. He's actually one of the few snakes that does not eat rodents. He actually eats insects. I mostly feed him crickets. If I can get like soft caterpillars, like stuff like that, because they can't have the hard-shelled body, like they can't have mealworms and stuff. You can give them silkworms as long as they're small enough. Hornworms you can give them, they gotta be really tiny ones though. But for the most part, he mostly eats the crickets. But I do give him treats of silkworms, hornworms. If I can find caterpillars that online feeders, I give that to him. Very beautiful snake though. Absolutely gorgeous. He has a mansion of a cage. His cage is 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. It's actually up higher than my bed. I have a king size bed. His cage sits up higher. I actually have it on the floor because I couldn't find a stand to support the weight of the cage, which I'm still looking for, but it's a huge cage. But he loves his mansion. I had him originally in a side cage like that when he was a baby. Then obviously he got way too big, so we got him this gorgeously big cage, and he is thriving so beautifully. He's very long. They only get up to 3 to 4 feet. They're not a big snake, and they're not a big body snake. They stay very thin. His basking temperatures are about 85 degrees, between 85 and 90. At night, his temperatures drop down between 70 and 75. For the most part, I keep his tank pretty dry. He has live plants in here as long as with fake plants. He has a lot of climbing, especially since he's arboreal. He spends about 90% of his time in the trees. Sometimes he'll be slithering on the ground because he has his little hide den down here, but he doesn't really use his den area. All his real plants, I left that one in the pot because I tend to kill plants, and I didn't want that plant dying, so that one's still in the pot and stuff. This one's doing okay though, I'm surprised. And his ivy plant's doing cut half and half right now, his ivy plant. I'm thinking about getting another one and putting another one in here for his cage, but it's doing beautifully. I do mist his cage because they do need it mist and moistened sometimes. It helps with the shedding, but he has a lot of climbing and activities he can do, but he mostly spends his time up here in the higher parts of the trees. At night he sleeps over here in that little plant. But he's a really beautiful snake. If you want a snake and one that does not eat mice, you don't want to worry about all that stuff, get a rough green snake. They are like the best cute little snakes. Now the problem is he is a little zippy, so when I do try to hold him, he just squirms right through my hand. He's so fast too. He doesn't like being held much, but that's okay because he's very beautiful to watch and to look at. So I'm okay with the fact that he doesn't like being held too much. I do have to take him out, obviously, to clean his cage, but it's not a big deal. He calms down after a while. But as you see, his patterns on him is a very beautiful sharp green color. There's brown mixed in with his coloring a little bit, especially towards the top area. As you see, it's kind of hard, I know. The watermarks on the cage ain't helping none, but... And then he has these black little speckled dots on the top of his head. He has this one little white spot on up near his, the tip of his nose. But he's very, very long. Like, I can't see how far, which way his body's going. That's another thing, is their camouflage is so excellent. These guys blend in so perfectly well, especially when he's like in like the vine trees over here. We're all up in this little jungle mess of his. It's so hard to to locate him sometimes, which is fun to do. Like, my nieces and my nephews come over here and then they try to find where he is. It's like a little game for them. But it is a perfect beginner snake also for kids, because like I said, you don't have to have the responsibility of feeding them mice or scaring them with them watching it kill a little mouse or any of that stuff. You can just throw some crickets in or put some silkworms in up on the branches, because what I do with the silkworms in any like caterpillars or anything I put in for them, the hornworms and stuff, I put it right on the branches, and of course I'll go after them, watching them inch their way up through the branches, which is really cool. And that doesn't bother kids as much. So these are really, really good beginner snake. Rough green snakes and smooth green snakes are both really good beginner snakes that only eat insects. So kids will love that. Now, ribbon snakes are also another good beginner snake. The only problem is with ribbon snakes is if you don't want your kid freaking out from them eating fish, then I wouldn't recommend it, because ribbon snakes, their main diet is feeder fish. Because I had a ribbon snake once, and of course I was feeding it fish, and my one niece freaked out because she thought I was feeding my snake her goldfish. And I had to show her that I had a whole little tank of these little minnows and little goldfish for the snake to eat. And it was just a mess. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. She calmed down once she realized it wasn't her pet goldfish. Another great snake is a garter snake. A garter snake is another good species of snake for children besides the typical corn snake, especially if you want something different than a corn snake. These other snakes are just very, very cute little snakes to have, because these are all very small bodied snakes. They only get so big, which is also another perfect snake. If you don't want a big girthy snake to have, there's a lot of species of snake that are really tiny and really gorgeous too. A lot of times when you see green snakes and stuff, you typically think poisonous snakes or just a certain type of snake, but the rough green snake and smooth green snake are very gentle, tiny little snakes. I love the tree-dwelling snakes, like the arboreal tree-dwelling snakes. Of course, a lot of snakes are tree-dwelling and arboreal, don't get me wrong. Pythons and all of them love being in the trees, but these guys are kind of funny. Then what makes them different is because the way he goes after his food sometimes, he will coil half his body up on a branch and then slowly hang himself down. If you guys ever seen Jungle Book, how he drops half his body down from the tree to go after Mowgli and wraps him around, this is kind of what he does with his food, which I find very interesting. He will coil himself down and then slowly start inching his way down towards the prey. Like, he could be up where he is now, and there could be a cricket like down below, and he'll just all of a sudden just wrap himself up to try to blend in like a vine, and then just start slowly inching his way towards the cricket. I threw crickets in here. If I can catch him catching a cricket or doing that, I will try to film that as best as I can. But like I said, these guys are so gorgeous. You know, he has a face that looks like he's mad all the time. He looks like he's mean, but he's not. He's just such a baby. He's such a cutie. I wonder who else is out right now. I see you, buddy. Hi. He's a very good snake. He does come to me a lot. Like, if I sit on the bed and sometimes I'll be laying down at this end reading a book, he will come up to like the top of the cage over in this area and he'll investigate, see what I'm doing. I've had Lestat for about 4 years now. Yeah, I've had him for about 4 years. These guys live they have a good life expectancy. Another good thing about these guys, they live 15 to 20 years, which is amazing for a little snake. So they do have good life expectancies too. So another perfect thing to have for if you want to get your young child, because it's another great pet that they can grow up with. They live as long as a dog. So if your child's unique and they're more into reptiles than the furry creatures, like instead of getting hamsters or something like that, get them a rough green snake. Here's another cutie patootie that's out and about. Here's one of my dune geckos. They're shedding right now. It's Tiki. There's Tiki. There you go, little buddy. Just pulling your shed out. And then both of them are actually shedding. Him and Izzy both are shedding. They're shedding so beautifully. My plants are still doing good. I'm surprised that one's still hanging in there, honestly. That ivy plant is like struggling for its dear life. But that one's doing great. I gotta actually water the plants. Now the other ivy plant did die. Unfortunately, it didn't. But that's because of the way it stretched out and it kept getting burned. So, plus Izzy, she was digging it up a lot. For a little tiny gecko, she really loves to dig. Now right now the flying geckos aren't out much. Sometimes I will see Trish out, but I don't see her out right this second, which is okay because it's typical for them not to be out. I actually have the AC on today because it's pretty hot in my room. As you see, the way the sun comes in my room, it's crazy the way the sun comes in this room. And it does get pretty hot in here. Of course, I don't want the animals baking. There's Emily. Let's see how little Emily's doing today. She's doing beautifully. She is such a cutie. Hi, baby girl. What you doing? Hi. I try to act like I'm petting them through the glass. Because this is another thing I learned. To try to work with them. That way you're not like freaking them out or trying to grab them and hold them. Sometimes what I do is try to get them used to me as I sit here and act like I'm petting them through their glass to show them that it's safe and it's okay. And it's worked with a lot of my geckos. It doesn't always work. Trust me, I'm not going to say it works every time. But I have had it work with taming some of my animals. So it's an okay method to try to do. I've been doing that since I got my first tokay gecko. The first tokay gecko I was only a teenager. And it was actually my first gecko too. Great species to get for your first gecko, ain't? But yeah, Rex was my first gecko. Big tokay gecko. I had him. How long did I have Rex for? I had Rex for I think 11 years. Yeah, I think it was like 11 years. Because I even had him after I got married. Because I got married in my 20s. So, yeah, because I had him until I was 26. I got him when I was 15. That was the good old days before divorce. But we won't go there about that. It's such a mess. Anyways. But yeah, she's a beautiful green today. Like I said, she was only brown last night because, first of all, they change color like that when they get timid, and she didn't like the fact I kept turning her cage around. And secondly, I had her away from her warm spot. Because even though I have the lamps off at night, sometimes I have with some of these guys who like their temperatures a lot warmer, I do have them on like a special heating pad. But it's not the ones that you stick to the cages. It's funny because I actually use like special actual heating like pads and like I have these heating mats, which are perfect because I can set the times on them. And they're safe to put down. So if you don't like the whole wire, like the sticky wire ones that you stick onto the side of like your cages and stuff, these heating pads actually do work really good. Because when my leopard geckos come out running around at night, and I get worried that they're gonna get too cold from being out of their cage and stuff, because obviously their cages stay a lot warmer after turning off the lights. I turn this on, and they run around on the bed and they play on this thing. Sometimes they just lay on this, and I only keep it on low. I do not turn it high or medium or anything. I keep it low for them. So obviously I don't want them burning themselves or anything. Oh, don't squish yourself in the corner more, Emily. It's okay. You alright, girlfriend? I won't bother you no more. There's little one. My baby curly hair. Such a cutie. Too bad you can't see everybody during the day. Such a cute little spider. I gotta get it some water. I hope it got its crickets last night. It was having such difficulty catching crickets. I felt bad for it. I actually had to tongue feed it. It's still learning. Oh, it's alright, Winter. I'm turning off this. Accidentally left one of my candles on. Aren't we jumpy today? Jumpy little spider. Let me see how my buddy's doing. I think Zeus is still pissed because I separated him from his girlfriend. But she's getting up in age. Lily's not looking too well. Oh, you're up top. Zeus is up here. He's up at the very top. I can't really show him where he's at. Yeah, he's up there. There he is. Yeah, he's kind of mad at me. Hey, buddy. I'm setting up a 10-gallon for him downstairs. But I had to separate him and her because, like I said, she's not looking so well. But I've had her for years. And when I got her, she was already 2-3 years old. And that's the problem with buying some of these reptiles. You find out some of them been sitting at the pet store forever, or they're a certain age, and it's like, it's a gamble, because then when you get them, if they're not a hatchling or a young juvenile, that you only have them for so long. And unfortunately, life expectancies of anoles are a lot shorter than other lizards. So he's not happy with me right now. Now you see that crease right there? He did regenerate his tail because the one time he got loose, the brat dropped his tail when I pulled him off of the shower curtain. Because like I said, he's the one that likes to get out and run into the bathroom half the time. Which I can't believe his little bratty butt makes it that far, and he doesn't kill himself dropping from the top shelf that he comes off of. But he does it. He makes it there every time. I'm surprised the dog don't find him, but he's gotten lucky. But I've learned his tricks, so... Hi, Zeus. What you doing, buddy? He is cute. He is stinking cute. But, yeah, like I said, he's not happy right now. I would get him another girlfriend, but the problem is when I've tried to get one of his own species, he tried to kill her. And then I tried to get, I don't think it would go well if I get another anole, so I'm just going to keep him separate. He's very pissy about the way things are, unfortunately. But once Lily passes, I will probably get another green anole. Or maybe a house gecko or something. I'll probably redo the cage up, get a baby house gecko. And of course, until they get bigger, like Maddie's still a baby, another house gecko. But of course, when they get bigger cages. I don't even know if Maddie is even out right now. And right there she is. She's right on top. This is my girl Maddie. Maddie's right there. She's so stinking cute. So Maddie's up top chilling. She's a really cute gecko. I have her in a small little tall tank. It goes way down. The only thing is what I hate about stuff being on camera, people think, oh, it's so small, and then they don't realize how big, like, some of these cages are. Some of these cages are not as small as you guys think they are. Trust and believe that. Some of these cages are a lot bigger than what it looks. I have a lot of big cages in here that people don't realize. Just like rains down in here. She's in a 40-gallon. And I got these 40 gallons. And then I got 60 gallons. Like, I watched 20 gallons. So, trust me, my animals are housed in big enclosures. And I got 10 gallons of 5 gallons alone just for, like, these are all tarantula cages. Like, my animals, they be living it up. They, like, the baby I just got, were like, oh, your cages are small. But watch this, where's the little one? Like, look at the size of this cage. This cage is big. Like, it's a nice big cage. And then look what's in it. This little tiny baby pink toe. Peaches. Peaches is like in this huge enclosure. That's what I'm saying. Like, my babies have some spoiled mansion vibe. I'm trying to figure out what else to put in this cage. Because I know I can add something like maybe in that corner for them. I'm thinking about putting a little plant. Or like, I don't know. I'm trying to try something to put in here for them. I think I might actually have an idea. I might put a potted plant in there. I think might look good in her. Well, I'm hoping it's a girl. Don't know yet, obviously. It's still just the tiny. Peaches is so tiny. Look at the little peach fuzz. That's why I named it Peaches. It's so freaking adorable. Peaches, did you get your crickets? You did? You ate your crickets. Good baby. So cute. Oh no, there's a cricket. There's one hidden down there. You didn't get all your crickets. Oh, I disturbed them. They were busy digging down here. Oh, so cute. Aw. See, it's so tiny. You won't even know anything was in here. Aren't they just the cutest, guys? I know I'm gushing over a baby tarantula. But yeah, that's in the daytime animals for the most part. Most of them are all sleeping right now because they're all nocturnal. Oh, see, this one's winter's coming out. I don't know what they're up to. The only problem is it's like there's a glare, so it's hard to see them. Yeah, see. I wish you could see them better. I'm not trying to scare you. Just trying to bring you over, see if we could get better. Maybe if I do it this way. You're seeing better. Yeah, I gotta clean the spots off the side of this so we can be able to see into the enclosure better. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful tarantula. This is supposed to be a giant Texas tan. But the way that like I said before for a millionth time, the abdomen, look at that. It's becoming more of a reddish color. Giant Texas tans don't have red booties. I really think this is a golden... one of the golden red rump. If anybody is very well with the tarantula species, let me know. I'm actually about to take some pictures and send it to somebody to see if they know. But it's actually getting to be around the time I have an appointment I have to go to. So, I will catch up with you guys a little bit later. Say bye, Peaches!